Ah. Oh, we have one person watching. Evening. Who's that we got on? We got 3. Evening all. Oh. You just caught me just at the right time. I'm just about to open another beer. We're on the vocation doppelganger. Tesco does seem to be doing some very good beers at the moment. Hey, Paul, how you doing, mate? Yes, all good, mate. Yes, I've been out here since about what, 5, 6-ish, I think, and just been sitting here chilling, watching the sun go down. Bluebells are out, so sea of blue round me. So yeah, cheers everyone. Happy Saturday. Oh, yeah, awesome, mate. Awesome. How's the? Hang on, Paul. You got the cutlery roll, didn't you? If I remember rightly, was it the cutlery roll? Did you get the spice kit? I can't remember. Um, which one did you get in the end? It's been that long, unfortunately. Oh, we've gone down to 2 subscribers. 1 subscriber. Oh dear. Is it just you, Paul? That bad, huh? Oh. I'll say, yeah, been here since about 6. Just been sitting there chilling. I've taken a few shots, sun coming through and everything. As like last last stream, I haven't done dinner yet, so it may be the case of I cook dinner live. I've got bangers and mash this evening, so I've got some sausages, I've got some peas, I've got an onion, very small onion, teeny tiny, and I've got some of the half a pack of the Idahoan instant mash, and of course gravy. So yeah, trying to do that on one burner. Hey, all right, Ali, how you doing, buddy? Yes, not too shabby, mate. Not too shabby. Enjoying the nice, if not a little on the cold side, weather. Absolutely beautiful sunshine today. As soon as the sun's gone down, my God, it's starting to get cold. How's things with you, bud? Another slurp of beer. I'm using the camping table, which is the boot. When you're not wearing it, you can put your beer in the boot, and it doesn't fall over. Works beautiful. Mm. That was it, Paul. Yeah, apologies, mate. Apologies. I thought you'd grab one of those, but don't worry. There's gonna be another giveaway coming soon. If anybody's watching this, there will be a video out very, very soon. because I've just hit 1,000 subscribers. So yeah, there's gonna be a giveaway, a big giveaway. So yeah, keep your eyes peeled. What's the setup tonight, Ali? I'm in the Raccoon 2 with the Thermarest and the Thermarest mat and the Flames Creek quilt. Cooking on gas. I didn't bother doing, bringing the fire or anything. I just wanted a lightweightish camp. Lightweightish when you bring 3 beers with you. And as I was just saying, I'm going to be doing dinner in a bit. I've got some sausages, so I'm doing bangers and mash tonight. Yeah, yeah. Back in the Raccoon. Unfortunately, the Zephyros that I was in a couple of weeks back. Terranova sent me I've sent the fly sheet back after the issues with the wetting out and everything like that. They sent me a brand new one. And I pitched it in the garden, left it to get absolutely rained on, and it had the same problem. So in the end, I've spoke to Carl, bless him, and he's refunded me the money, and he's going to send the whole thing back to Terranova to say I'm sorry, this is rubbish. So yeah, back in my favourite tent. What's the Raccoon like space-wise? It's a blooming hotel. You can get 2 people in here comfortably. It has 2 vestibules, one at the back, one this side, and each of those are, just looking at the peg over there, I want to say at least 50 centimetres deep at its furthest point. As you can see, plenty of headroom. I've got a good clear 20 centimetres above my head, and I'm sitting on an air mat at the moment. Yeah, it's 210 width. So yeah, if I put my mat all the way to the end, I've got just shy of 30 centimetres at the top end. So there is room when you have 2 mats in here. There is enough room to put things down the edge on each side, and because the vestibules are that big, you can put boots and a bag and your cooking gear, and then the other person can do boots and bag the other side. Works cracking, absolutely cracking for a on the cheaper end of the tents. I mean, yes, they've gone up in price. I managed to get this for about £65. I think they're about just over 100 at the moment. But even so, for a reasonably priced tent, I can't fault it. I can't fault it. I've had it for nigh on 3 years now, and it's never let me down. I had a branch fall on it, and it gave me I've got a rip on it. I've repaired that with seam seal and tenacious tape, and even that repair's it's just bomb proof. Really is. Alloy poles, yes it is, alloy poles. The only downfall with this is it's a little bit on the heavy side. I weighed it a couple of days ago. It's 2.6 kilos, so it is a little heavier, but you do get a lot of room for what you're carrying, and it comes in 2 bags, so you can have the fly sheet in one, the inner in the other, so you can share the weight between 2 people. Oh, Paul, yeah, you're a big fan of the boot beer trick too. Oh, so it's not just me then. And I knew I wouldn't be the first one to think that's a good idea. So we got 6 people watching. Come on, who else is there? Come on, say hi, please. After last stream, I've increased the font size on my phone, so even though it's that far away, I can actually read what's going on instead of me having to go, what? Oh. Who's lurking? Yeah, come on, who's lurking? Apart from me sitting in the wood. Please excuse me, should I say. You don't see me do this on the normal videos, but I am a smoker. And I did my best to try and hide it on the last stream, and it's just like, no, you can't just sit there and go off camera and go, and then come back. So I'm just going to roll and smoke on stream. So apologies, anyone, if this offends. It's nothing personal. It's just my filthy bad habit that I need to quit. Oh. So yes, the other thing is, because this has been in the cupboard for, I'd say, a good 5-6 months. I haven't used it in a long while. I'm heading to the Brecons next weekend. I'm out with Warren from Linley's 360. He's arranging a hike and camp over a couple of days. So I'm going to be heading up there on the Friday morning, getting to the Brecons for about lunchtime Friday. Going to go out, do an out camp and back, and then restock, refuel if we can't get hold of water, and then back out for a second day. So I was planning on taking the Zephyros, but seeing as the Zephyros has failed me, I'm going to attempt to see how well the Raccoon does out in the sticks, you know, up on the hill with the wind. We shall see. What's the weather like down there at the moment? It's been absolutely beautiful. There's been a mild, 10-mile-an-hour breeze just coming over the downs as I got up on the hill. We had a little bit of cloud earlier, but at this present second in time, I can see the moon, and there is not a cloud in the sky. The weather forecast is supposed to be clear all night, so I do hope that the GoPro is going to pick up some star trails later on. And no rain forecast, so perfectly honest, I could have done without the fly sheet. I reckon I could have just had it inner pitched. Roll with it. No apologies needed, mate. If you smoke, you smoke. Fair enough then. I smoke. There we go. So I don't know. Using the kitchen lighter to light my cigarette. I don't know. I have around about 4 or 5 lighters in different packs. I've got a Bic Mini in my first aid kit. I've got this lighter here. I've got where is it? This is a new bit of kit. I only got this a couple of weeks back off of Colin, but I've got a Soto flamey doofer, one of those, which I've yet to use in anger. I will use it later, for the main reason that about a year and a half ago I gave up smoking, and fair enough, I was already doing the camping and everything, and I was so used to having a lighter in my pocket that I didn't have any in my cooking gear. And I came up, I don't think I even came up here. I think I was further out, so I was a good sort of half an hour drive away, and yeah, got to camp and realised I had no way to light the fire. I had no fire steel, no lighter, no nothing. So I ended up having to give it up and pack up and go home. Hey B, how you doing? What's this, Ali? This is the first decent day we've had in ages up here, and I can't get out camping. Oh shit! Has it been that bad weather up there, Ali? I know in Scotland it's you do get the arse end of the weather, I'll say, but yeah. You need to bug out, enjoy night. Thank you ever so much, Ali. You take care, mate. I'll see you later. Have a good weekend. Cheers. I didn't expect you on here, B, by the way. How you doing? Was delicate. All good now. As went to the beach early. Delicate. Why were you out on the lash last night? Friday night lash. I'm guessing. I don't want to. I don't want to pigeonhole you. Don't want to pigeonhole you. Ah, so yeah. Like I said, back in the raccoon. I've I'm slowly but surely sort of like adding to my gear um, for the trip next weekend. I've because even though I've got a pack liner in my bag, the bag I'm going to be taking doesn't have a rain cover. It doesn't come with one. I mean, I suppose I could nick a rain cover from another bag. But what I have gone and purchased is some of these the Sea to Summit event waterproof compression sacks. So the bag that this comes in, even though it's the same colour and it all works and everything, it's not waterproof. So I would rather be safe than sorry. So I bought a small one and an extra small and a small, and the small is basically the same size as the bag that the quilt came in, but it just means I can pack it in there, even though it's in the liner, and I know it's not going to get wet in any way, shape, or form, which is great. Yeah, I've never been to the Brecons ever. And even though the forecast over the next 7 days, which is always an educated guess, is looking good, if there's rain, the last thing I want is anything soaking into my bag, and then and killing my gear. I don't want to get to camp and sit there and go, I've got a soaked down jacket and a soaked. Yeah, I'm just going to be knackered. Oh, I do know you too well. All right, I'll say have a good night, and no, thank you very much, and you have a good night. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, B. I'll see you soon. Oh dear, down to 3. I need to stop. I thought, yeah, what I'll do is I'll advertise the fact that I'm going to do a live stream instead of just sort of randomly doing it like I did last time. Um, and might get some more people on, but I've got less. 4 people. Never mind. Everyone, please, all 4 of you, say hi in the chat, please, just so I know who we've got on. I really don't suit beanies. They're warm, they're comfortable, but I've got such a small head that I have to turn them up. You end up with this huge thing. You could I could hide pens in there. Hello, Graham. How you doing? From Birmingham, all the way from Birmingham. I was up there about this time last year. I'm going to be up there in about a couple of months as well. That way, nice end of the country. Hello, Zoe. How you doing? Evening. And Joey. Hey. Good to see you all. Thank you for joining. I'm just sitting there, just randomly waffling at the phone in the middle of a wood. Brecons, not far from you. About an hour. Okay. Yeah, it's a little more than an hour for me. It's going to be a good. I want to say 3.5 hour. I think it is. I've got to head up north to go and meet up with Warren, and then he reckons it's about a 2.5 hour, depending on traffic, to get to where we're going to be parking up and heading out on our first jaunt. Yes, we are all friends here. Cheers, Paul. So yeah, how you doing, Zoe? Haven't like I say you joined me on my first ever uh, live stream a couple of weeks back. Was it a couple of weeks back? Yeah, it was a couple of weeks back, wasn't it? I never used to I never used to live up in Birmingham. I've visited. My dad's from Leicester area, so just south of you. Um, well, just south, a good hour and a half drive south of you. Um, so yeah, I was actually originally born in Lincolnshire randomly, and then yeah moved south when I was quite young, and I've stayed this way since. But hey, Kev, how you doing? You're out too. Excellent. You're doing a spag bowl. Ah, awesome. So Kev's doing a spag bowl. I'm going to be doing sausage and mash in a bit. He says just holding up this green packet. It's a uh, uh, wax cotton wrap with me sausages in. And Graham, just done the NC 500 in Scotland, 3 weeks. Recommend it to anyone. NC 500. I'm going to have to Google that. I don't know what the NC 500 is. Sounds interesting though. Where am I tonight, Zoe? I am somewhere in West Sussex. Now I'm in my little local bit of woodland that I come here regularly. I must admit, um, it's about if I walked straight from my house this evening. It takes about an hour walk, all uphill, unfortunately. Um, but yeah, it's local. I haven't needed to take the car, so it's not like I have to. Well, if I have to bug out, then I've got a long walk back. Um, but yeah, it's not too far away, but it is up on the downs. So yeah, we're quite high up here. There's a main road about 2 mile that way, and there's a main road about half a mile that way, but they're both down down below. So it's only when the wind blows in the wrong direction that you can hear the cars go past. What's that, Joey? Joey, you live in Lexington, Kentucky. Spent last weekend in the Red River Gorge. Great weekend out. Oh, again, it's another place I have never been. I've been to America a few times, but no, not in your neck of the woods. I've only ever been east side. Um, did I've done New York. I've done Bethlehem, Pennsylvania, and I've been down to Florida as well. But yeah, Kentucky. That is a part of the country that I would love to visit. Maybe that's something. Yeah, maybe that's something we can have a chat about. So you can direct me, give me some ideas for a week hike or something like that. I'm planning on starting to trying to get a little bit more ultra lightweight stuff purely so I can do like long hikes. I like the heavyweight gear. I like all the wax canvas stuff, all that stuff, for when you're local. But having lightweight, it just means you don't have to lug so much around. What's that, Kev? Yeah, oh, me, your dog. Oh, my phone can't spell properly. And I thought that's what predictive text and dictionaries were for. Doom brain. No, is that a joint? No, it's not. No, it's not. It's just a cigarette. I was considering. No, no, it wasn't. No, it's just a cigarette, unfortunately. Get outdoors. Hello, bud. How you doing? Cheers, Joey. No, that would be great if you can ping me, um, either on either on here on the comments or Instagram or get my email. It's all in my bio. Yeah, ping me, and yeah, it would be great because I'd love to go further afield. I'm hoping to go to Romania later this year, to go for a long weekend hike and camp with my brother-in-law. Um, and that would be nice. But yeah, going over to America and going hiking through Kentucky, that would be fantastic. Paul, there we go. That's on Paul's bucket list as well. Where's our mate Warren tonight? He's more than likely in his house. Um, he's not out with me. I'm going to be out with him next weekend, up in the Brecon Beacons. So yeah, we've got two nights we're going to be away. So yes, this is the reason I'm in this tent. I'm making sure everything is ship shape because I'm going to be taking this one with me because the Zephyros died and I've had to return it back to Terra Nova, unfortunately. How dare you go out again without me? Cheers, mate. I'm sorry. Well, I'm not sorry. You're recuperating. Once you're better, then we'll go out for a camp, all right? Doombrain, you're right. Today I've been. I mean, I've got my micro fleece, and I've got my t-shirt on. On the walk up, I was just in my t-shirt. When I got here and the sun was still shining, I put the fleece on, and then as soon as the sun started to set, that was it. You could feel the chill in the air. I mean, I've got gloves and hat on, and I'm warm enough. But yeah, I mean, it's only about 4 or 5 degrees. I mean, you can see. Don't know if you can see that. Got steam. There is steam, so yeah, the temperature has definitely dropped. Definitely, Kev. Deal. Quick question, Graham, with regards to camping and everything. I mean, I do follow a couple of other channels, say like Dan Baker, just using him as an example. And he does mention, or he did put out a video not that long ago, a couple of months ago, with regards to things like permits and stuff. There's, with regards to trails and ranges and where you can camp and where you're not allowed to camp. What's it like over in Kentucky? Is it something similar there? I mean, I'm guessing there's different rules from state to state and stuff like that. But yeah, I don't know what the actual or the legality is. Do you need to sort out your route? Well, fair enough, you sort out your route before you go, but is there things like permits and stuff that you need to acquire before you go, or is it a case of if you've arranged to go and there are specific camping grounds, you're okay, you pay your money or anything like that? Are your sewing machine skills self-taught, Zoe? Yes, they are. They are. My mother taught me to sew when I was quite young, hand stitch and everything, and up until about 7 or 8 years ago, I literally everything I made was hand stitched, just sort of da-da-da-da. And the main reason I bought a sewing machine was Mrs. Outdoors, my wife. She's rather short, and she'd bought a pair of jeans that were the right waist size, but they were too long. And she asked me if I could trim them down and hem them. and I'm sort of sitting there going, well, I can try and do it hand stitch. It's going to be a bit wobbly. And I managed to find a second-hand Singer Starlet sewing machine, which was apparently built in the same year that I was born, back in the late 70s. It's only about that big. It's tiny, teeny tiny. And I think I picked it up for 20 quid. And the only thing that it needed was a new bulb. And I'm still using that same sewing machine, even though I'm making like wax canvas goods, you know, and I'm going through like 10, 12 layers thick worth of wax canvas. It's fighting. There's a few times I have to sort of manually feed it. It's not an industrial sewing machine in any way, shape or form, but it's doing the job. And yeah, once I got that, I then realised I could knock up things a lot quicker than I would have done if I was hand sewing. And this is where my skills have, grown. You know, if I didn't know how to do something, I'd go and check out a YouTube channel, like how do I sew a zip, or how do I do a flat felled seam, or what's the best type of seam allowance, silly things like that. And I get to a problem and I try and sit there and go, well, can I fix it? It's like, no, I don't know. YouTube. It's someone's already done it and showed you how to do it. And this is where my expertise has come from. Doombrain, cold enough? It's not cold enough yet. It's definitely not cold enough yet. We're definitely nowhere near minus figures. Kev, I'm in the woods in a lovely spot. Weather is perfect. Got a full moon and a new down sleeping bag. Hang on a minute. Oh, it is a full moon as well. Just looking up there. So obviously it was partially hidden behind a tree earlier. I didn't realise we were on full moon. Oh, that's gonna be fun for star trails later. You're really mild. You lucky bugger. Joey, you need an overnight parking pass for the gorge. Okay. Again, as long as I know this information, it's something that can be, I can get requested and asked for before we go, or before I go. Yeah, most areas are free and open to the public. Oh, okay, no, that's good to know. That is good to know. But yeah, things like parking permits and stuff like that. Again, because I don't live in the country, without really like doing a serious Google, and I'm sure there'll be a little rabbit hole that I could go down, but having someone be able to tell me just like that, yes, you need this, you're going to need that, it helps a lot. It helps a lot. Get outdoors. Jesus Christ, you're old. You're older than me. Good skills for the apocalypse. Well, it could be, but well, if the apocalypse comes, I'm going to have to end up going for one of those really, really old Singer machines that are built on the bench with the foot pedal, because there's going to be no electric, is there? Fallout style in the wasteland. Yeah. Zoe, what's this? Nowhere to come if I need a pair of curtains making. I'm also short. Short girls rules. Yeah, definitely. Oh, Kev B, you deleted something. I'm curious now. What did you put? South Coast Outdoors UK. Hello, mate. Evening. How you doing, Squire? Kev B, are you in the raccoon? Yes, I am in the raccoon. I'm in the little hotel with loads of room. You could swing at least 2 cats easily in here. Not that I swing cats. Our little furry son at home wouldn't be happy if I swung cats. Doombrain, keep clear of the moors, stick to the roads. Hang on a minute, are we doing American Werewolf in London right now? It's been years since I've seen that. Oh. So yeah, I think while we're on stream, I think I'm going to start the sausages off, because it's almost getting to the point of face feeding time. What are we on? 35 minutes in. So yeah, I'll more than likely run for an hour or so, and then yeah, we'll see how it goes. There might be a point that I may have to disappear off and go and find a suitable tree or something to go away. And I'm not taking you with me. So, yeah, I'll just have to simulate like elevator music, you know. So, Mr. Cole, Mr. South Coast Outdoors UK. See, got it right that time. It's only because I'm reading it off the screen. How the devil are we, Squire? Right, let me move that there. There we go. Doesn't help I've got a little area light there, so you can actually see me. Because of that, I've got sort of night blindness beyond that point. Oh, got a couple of new bits of gear. Can't remember if I used this last time or not, but I've got a, well, I brought another plate. I have the Trangia non-stick frying pan with a little bendy handle. So yeah, my my jet boil skillet, I think I may have burnt it a little bit too hot, because it stopped being non-stick, so I think I managed to kill the PTFE on it. Sorry, I make doom brain watching at least 3 times a year. It's a good, bloody good film. Bloody good film. Joey, signing out. Have a great evening. Thank you ever so much, Joey, if you're still there. Thank you ever so much. Take care, and I'll see you soon. So yeah, along with the frying pan, this arrived today. So I didn't realise that I still had that sitting inside the frying pan. I've been using the titanium, the Life Venture titanium plate. But the heat goes straight through the bottom of this, so when you've got something hot in here, you can't put it straight on your lap, because it burns you. It sucks the heat out of anything you put in it to eat. And I then use a sharp knife on that, because titanium, it's just going to blunt the knife. So what I did purchase, and it arrived today, is the Sea to Summit X plate, which this has got a solid plastic bottom, which you can also use as a chopping board. So you put it down like that. So I can not only can I use that as a chopping board, but it means that I can put my food in it, and I can put it straight on my knee, and I know I'm not going to give myself second-degree burns. What are you drinking tonight? What kind of sausage? Oh, hang on a minute. Right, what kind of sausage? They are pork and herb sausages from my local butcher. So they're personally made. There's a butcher's in the town that do. I mean, they basically they cut your meat to order. You sort of say you want 20 quid's worth of sausages, and they'll sit there and weigh it out and put them in a bag. So yeah, you get, I think it's just shy of a kilo worth of sausages for a £5, and they are the mark of a good sausage. And I say this to a lot of people: the mark of a good sausage is if you accidentally on purpose cook too many for the meal that you were planning on making. They're great cold, just on the end of the fork or in the fingers. I only needed 3. I accidentally cooked 8, left them on the side to go cold, and when you walk into the kitchen, you sort of sit there and go, "Oh, sausage," yeah, like that. Mark of a good sausage is if you can eat them cold, and they are. I had a couple yesterday and accidentally cooked 7. Made myself a sausage sandwich for lunch, and then throughout the afternoon, every time I went back into the kitchen to make myself a cup of tea, a sausage accidentally fell from the plate and landed in my face. So what am I drinking tonight? Well, I started with a Faith, gone. I then moved on to a tank petrol by Northern Monk. Another Northern Monk? Yeah, both Northern Monks. And at this, oh dear, and at this present second in time, I am tonight, Matthew. I'm on the Vocation Doppelganger at the moment. I've got one more after this, if I get to it, which is going to be by North Brewing, which is the Ultra Phase, which is a double IPA. So yeah, that's the bedtime drink at 8.4%. So, but I haven't got that far yet. I'm still only halfway through this. Okay, less than halfway through this. Just piss, just piss, you mate. That's dedication to your followers. No, I'm not doing that on stream. No, the deleted one said nothing. My thumb wasn't working properly. Oh, while cooking, ain't too good at multitasking. No, us men aren't. Nice. Do you ever go to beer festivals, as in like big beer festivals, or just the little beer festivals? We've had down in our town last weekend. We had what's called a tap takeover. So we had, I think it was 11. Is it 11 or 12 pubs? Pubs and little micro pubs, and they all picked a brewer. And so literally, it was a case of, if you've got 6 taps, 5 of them will be that brewer's beer, different styles and everything. Possibly you might keep a Pilsner on or something, just to keep the rest of the clientele happy. But yeah, there were 11. Yeah, I'm sure it was 11 pubs with 11 different brewers, and I visited at least half of them throughout the Friday afternoon after I finished work, and on the Saturday daytime. Yeah, and it was nice. Fair enough. I was only having either halves or thirds, so I could go and taste all the different beer without getting wasted. I mean, by the end of the evening, I was mildly unsober. But yeah, I did manage to taste a lot of beers, some from breweries that I have experienced in the past, and some new ones. And yeah, they're all, I think all but one of the breweries were, when I say local, somewhere within 50 miles from here. We had, I think, Powder Monkey was one of them, and I think they're based up near London. But yeah, a majority of them, I think, were Sussex based. No, we did have one pub that had Verdant. So yeah, they're based over in Cheltenham, if I remember rightly. But yeah, no, it was very good beer, good company as well, because all the people that rock out to these tap takeovers, they're all the same as me. They're all here for a laugh and to drink nice craft beer. I do like my craft beer. I have seriously fallen down the ale hole. I really have. Yeah, since the craft beer revolution. Yeah, my taste for hops and hoppiness has yeah, it's gone through the roof. Really has. Many years ago, I used to be a lager drinker, and then I hit Guinness for a while. And then I ruined Guinness by going on holiday to Southern Ireland for a week and drinking drink for drink with the Irish. I was out there for an ex-girlfriend's wedding. She was the girlfriend at the time, and yes, Guinness out there, it's smooth, it's sweet. It's almost like Murphy's in Britain, really. So yeah, when I got back to the UK, I took one sip of Guinness at home and sort of went, um, and yeah, I think my first ever pint of real ale was a pint, if you want to call it real ale, was a pint of Hobgoblin in Brighton, in the Hobgoblin pub down by the level. You know what, I thoroughly enjoy cider when it's nice and hot. When you have, really really hot summer days, a nice cold cider sitting in the beer garden chatting with mates is really really nice. So yeah, I'm not a prude. I don't sit there and go, oh no, no, can't drink that. No, nice pint of Stowford Press or Thatcher's Gold. I do enjoy nice and cold. Yeah, nice. You're right. There'll be a stream any night from me going and get some sleep. Sorry. You're right. There will be a stream any night from me. Gonna get some sleep. Enjoy your camp out. No worries, mate. Cheers, Kev. Sweet sleeps, mate. And keep mending, and I'll see you soon. All right. What is it I do for work? Well, I actually work for the NHS. Yeah, I'm an NHS worker. I work in IT. I'm a I'm a cyber security engineer. So yes, I am the internet policeman for one of the NHS trusts. So something as far removed from me doing this as possible. I enjoy it, but I enjoy doing this more. I suppose I don't get paid for doing this or anything like that. And to be perfectly honest, I don't think I would want to do this as a full-time thing. Say like Paul Messner. He's doing the camping and the YouTube full time. I don't think I could do that because I'd stop enjoying it. Now, if it's a job, you feel like you have a commitment to do it. This is purely me doing my own thing. Um, yeah, I feel like I do have a commitment to try and get videos out as much as I can. Um, Unfortunately, life gets in the way. I have a home life. Like I said, I've got a wife. We've got a place we're trying to do up. So there might be one weekend that I'm doing DIY. I don't get chance to get out. So hence why at the moment, I mean, I'm struggling to put out a video every fortnight. I may end up having to do it like once a month. Uh, so I don't sit there and go, oh, I've got to get out. I've got to do a video. Da, 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 da. I don't want to do that, because if you do that, that's when you then start getting the, that sort of almost work ethic. It's like it doesn't become enjoyable. It stops being enjoyable, should I say? Bottle of Frosty Jacks in the car park. Oh, good grief! Going back into my in my college years, it used to be a 3 litre bottle of White Lightning on the college field. Yeah, either that, or once we drunk that, we used to go back to the shop and we used to either go and get a bottle of Thunderbird or 2020. Yeah, but yeah, Frosty Jacks. I'd say White Lightning, Frosty Jacks, pretty much similar. You watch English Woodsman? Yes, I do watch, Dan. I do. Yes. I've especially been interested with the new lightweight OEX tents that he's been doing recently, or that he's been sent to review recently, should I say? Um, so much so that I've been sitting there the last couple of days researching fabrics and everything, because I want to I want to rebuild this in lightweight material. So yeah, my plan is to see if I can halve the weight of this with I've found some it's not sil nylon, it's sil polyester, that I can use for the fly sheet. It's a 2000 hydrostatic head, ripstop polyester. I've got some I've already got some again ripstop, you know, almost not see-through, but it's airy for the inner. And I've also found some 4000 hydrostatic head sil nylon on the outside, PU coated on the inside. It's like 70 denier stuff that will work for the bathtub. And the idea will be is I'm not going to copy this. I'm going to utilize this design, but make it slimmer so it's more for one person, but with a bit of room, and widen the top. So when you zip up the inner, the basically it should be straight walls. Where at the moment they're like this. So I want to sort of bring it like that, but with the idea again with two openings, so you can have the two vestibules, and if it's really nice weather, you can tie both back, open everything up, and just have the breeze come through. But yeah, that's a plan in action at the moment. I'm researching materials. I've brought a tape measure with me because I'm going to be measuring everything and scribbling stuff down on this tent while I've got it pitched. But yeah, over the course of the next few months, I'm planning on making my own technical tent. Zoe, it's like the IT crowd? Yes, yes, it is. Going back, I want to say 15, 16 years ago, whenever the IT crowd first came out, I was working for an IT department in the solicitors over in Brighton, and this is how geeky I can be, or we are. Is More for actually uploaded each episode a week before they aired it online, on TV, sorry, but they didn't tell anyone. And it was basically, I think there was an advert that came out, and I can't remember what it was, but basically it was code or something. I think it might have been binary or something like that, and it just sort of directed you to search for it on More 4. And yeah, we sat there every week. The first season, our boss used to go out at lunchtime, and he used to disappear off for a 2-hour lunch. And yeah, what we did was we had a wall board, you know, like a big TV with a wall board for calls and everything coming. We hijacked that and we played it on that through and we just had it playing out of speakers. So yeah, throughout lunchtime, once a week, we sat there and we watched the IT crowd, a week before anybody else got to see it throughout the country on terrestrial TV. Oh, thank you, Zoe. I prefer your style. Paul Messer, I'm not a fan of. Oh well, no, fair enough. I mean, we're all different. We're all doing this for our own reasons. The whole reason that I'm out here is because I needed my space after COVID. Um, and you know, throughout COVID, I was watching, you know, things. Which I was watching TA Outdoors. I was watching Simon a Bloke in the Woods. That's where I found Dan Camp Life Bushcraft. And while I was sitting there locked down, because even though I'm NHS, I had to work, but because I'm IT, they sort of said, look, we haven't got room for you in the office because we had to do the 2 meter separate between desks. And unfortunately, even though hospitals run on IT, they never consider how much space you actually need to be able to have people in doing what they need to do. So literally, we could only fit like 8 people in the office where we used to have like 22. So they sent me home with a laptop, and my wife had to be sent home because she could work from home. So we were living in a first floor, one bedroom flat with no outside space. She had my computer desk. I was sort of set up with the lounge TV, and I had my laptop on the coffee table with a keyboard on my lap and my mouse on a book on the sofa, and we did that for nearly 2 years. So yeah, in the evenings I used to sit there and watch YouTube, and when we finally came out of lockdown, I had a lot of camping gear already. The only thing I didn't have was a dinky tent, and I managed to get hold of this in the sale. Like I said, got this for about 65 quid. Um, and that was it. The first weekend after lockdown, it's like I'm going out. Um, and yeah, so yeah, I've been doing this ever since. What's this, Kev? I've not even pumped my bed up yet, but dog's chilled and spag bowl is banging. I'll send you a bag. Sweet. Is that with the spag bowl? Is this uh, dehydrated meal, or is this one you've made yourself? And Doom Brain, yes, you're right. Have you tried turning it off and on again? Is it actually plugged in? or is it moss? Is it? Have you tried forcing an unexpected reboot? Yeah. Yes, I do like the IT crowd, and I've watched it that many times. I pretty much can quote it, unfortunately. Thing is, though, and we laugh about it. So, have you tried turning it off and on again? After me being, I mean, I've been in IT what 20, 25 years, and I will say 90% of IT problems can be resolved by turning the bugger off and back on again. So yes, it sounds silly, but it actually works quite a lot of the time. Ooh, form your batch, fresh cooked and then foil bagged. Nice. So is this when you say foil bagged? Is this something that you then bung in the freezer, or is this you've managed to uh, pasteurize it in the bag so there's no baddies in there? Have you actually managed to do a proper, you know, retort pouch home cooked meal? How am I doing on battery anyway? Let's have a quick look. Oh, loads. We're all good. Just wondering if I'm going to need to go and get the power bank. But no, we're good. I'm still on like 65%. We're all gravy. Move stuff around. There we go. Yeah, I'm running on the pointless pouches again this evening. So I've got my condiment kit. No, that's my brew kit. So yeah, I've got milk and tea bags. I've got the oil in there as well. And yeah, the possibles pouch. Well, the pointless pouch. And then somewhere here, first aid. And I'm trying to be lightweight, but perfectly honest, these, even though they're wax canvas, they're that small, they don't weigh that much. And it has everything I need in here. Oh, that clunk, that's later on. I have the little jerry can of doom with some rum in, and I've got a hot chocolate for later. Yes, that will be sleepwell juice. So come on, Kev. You haven't answered my question. Is this when you say foil bagged? Have you actually managed to to do like retort pouch? Have you foil bagged and then like pressure cooked or something, or is this foil bagged and then in the freezer? I'm curious. I'm wondering if you say you're going to send me a bag, is it going to survive in the post, or is it going to come out the other end green? Am I going to end up with Bangalore belly? Cast you to the TV now. You're in stereo. Oh dear God. Oh. I can't really say much though, because when I'm at home and other people do live streams, I'll commandeer the TV in the lounge and have it full screen, so it's easier to see. I mean, I've done the vertical video mainly because I'm running on a phone and I'm guessing other people might be watching on phones. I haven't actually sat there and tried turning it sideways to see if we can do a normal TV shaped stream. Again, that will be next one. That'll be next one. I'll have a play behind the scenes and see what I can do. At some point, I need to have a word with both Colin and Karen, because she did a live stream. Again, yeah, it was last week. It was during the tap takeover. Was it last weekend? Weekend before? Can't remember. But yeah, she can do she managed to like have two streams side by side. So maybe at some point I'll give that a try. What's this? Kev, use heat sealable bags, but just use the seal strip. 50 for 13 quid. Best kept chilled. It's freezing. Okay, cool. Would you be so, out of curiosity, would you be so kind as to send me a link for that, if you can? Yeah, pop it in the comments or message me on Instagram or email me. Like I said, all my socials and my links are in my bio. If you could, that would be great, because I would rather sit there and, if you're using those and you're happy with them, I'd rather use the ones that you're using than me try and go and search and I find something similar that's slightly different that might not be as good. I don't know. I'd rather go by word of mouth, to be fair. 4K 70-inch woolly hat. Hang on a minute, right? You ready? You ready for this, dude? Right? There we go. I said, sorry, mate, got to run. Early start tomorrow. Loving the live stream, though, James. Great fun. Paul, bless you. Thank you for being on. It's been great. Have a good night, and I'll speak to you soon. Take it easy, mate. Scary. Yes. Yes. I can make it even scarier. Ready? I just noticed my eyes were incredibly blue there. I promise I won't do that again. Well, maybe once. I don't know. We'll see. Right. Stretch my legs a bit. There we go. That's better. The only problem with sitting cross-legged for a while, your legs start going dead. Do it. What, like this? There we go. Yes, well, I am a bit of a madman. It's all good. It's all gravy. Oh. So yes, with next week's Brecken's trip, I'm trying to go as light as I can. I have spoken with Warren, and he does want to cook real food, so it's not going to be as lightweight as we can with dehydrated meals. I'm going to be taking my little Trangia 27 set. We're not going the whole hog like we did the last time, where we ended up with like 3 full Trangia sets, and we had a a commercial kitchen going. But yeah, I'm going to be taking that with, and I've now got a gas converter for it, so I'll be using. Can't show you because it's all wired up now. But yeah, I'll just be taking a gas canister with me. But yeah, the rest of it, I'm doing my damnedest to try and cut weight where I can, because I think we're doing pardon me, I think it's about a 7 mile hike the first day, and I think the second one's 8 mile. And the last thing I want to be doing is like carting 25 kilo on my back. That's not going to be fun. Not going to be fun at all. So yeah, I've because the Zephyros failed and I've sent it back and I've got a refund. The original plan was I was going to be using my Osprey Aether 55, which weighs 2.8 kilos just for the bag. I mean, it's comfy, but it's a heavy bag. So what I've done is, fair enough, because I've had the money refunded back to me, what I did was, is instead of investing in a new lightweight tent, I've invested in a new lightweight bag. So I put an extra 30 quid into what the price of the tent was that I got refunded, and I've bought an Osprey Exos 58, so that's the lightweight bag, which only weighs 1.2 kilos. So I'm saving 1.6 kilo, which means that instead of taking a 1.8 kilo tent, I can take a 2.6 kilo tent with the bag and still be 300 grams lighter than I would have been if I was using the big bag but the lightweight tent. You still following me? So yes, so yeah, I've ordered. It hasn't arrived yet. I've ordered the Exos 58. So, I mean, down the line, yes, I would like to get a lightweight tent, or if I make the replacement for this with the lightweight bag, the lightweight tent. I don't want to go over maximum. I don't want to go over 18 kilos, and that would be wet weight. So that's with water, with maybe 2 beers, and with the food and everything like that. So lugging that over 5 to 7 miles uphill and down dale is going to be interesting. Don't forget the apple pies and custard. Well, I don't have to forget about that because I know Warren's going to be bringing that. This is every time we've been out, he arranges the hike and the walk. So because he's brilliant at orienteering and everything like that. I mean, I'm not too bad, but it's areas that he knows. So he sort of said, he turned around to me and sort of said, well, now, where do you want to go? It's like, I don't know. I've never been there. You do that bit. So you take the time and the effort to put that in. What I'll do is I'll cook. But what he always does, and there will always be in his bag, will be some kind of pie, apple or whatever, but there will definitely always be a pot of custard. Always be a pot of custard. So yes, I don't have to worry about remembering that because he will be bringing that. I just need to worry about the main course. He deals with dessert. Cheers, Kev. We'll bung the main we'll bung a link in the main comments later for bags. I think we're called Mylar. Yeah, Mylar's that metallized stuff. It's what space blankets are made from. That's that thin metallized fabric. That's Mylar. Got it from eBay, but can also get it from Amazon. No, brilliant. If you could pop a link in later, that would be fantastic. Thank you. I did notice the last time I did the live stream, I thought that all of these comments might have stayed in there. Apparently they don't, you know, so yeah, there were no comments on there. So we were talking about certain stuff and I thought, yeah, that'd be great to remember. And yeah, the comments don't stick for some reason. Don't know why. We watched him recently. He loves the custard. Oh, he definitely loves the custard. So much so that Cole, which was South Coast Outdoors UK, that was on earlier, actually did a. I don't know how he's done it because I haven't seen one actually in the flesh. I've only seen it on YouTube. But he did a reprint of the front cover of the custard packet. That instead of it being whatever brand it was, it just said Warren's Custard, and now it will forever be Warren's Custard. Oh, and Mr. Custard has arrived. Good evening, Warren. We're just talking about you and desserts. Oh dear. It's all good, I promise you, it's all good. We were just discussing about who's doing food and who's doing dessert. It's like, well, you know, I don't have to worry about remembering the custard because you always will. Absolutely brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. How the devil are you, Warren? No, that's fair enough. Well, say if as and when you do watch the previous bit on catch up, you realise why I'm back in the raccoon this evening. So, no, excellent, excellent. Oh, oh, no, it's a nice night. It's chilly. It's definitely dropped, but no, it's a nice night. And I will say, the space you have in this tent is marvellous in comparison to the Zephyros that I was using. You know, you couldn't even sit up inside. You had to open the door and stick your head in between the inner and the outer to try and actually get. And even then, your head was pressing against the top of the tent. It wasn't fun. It wasn't fun. General Custard. Hey, there we go, Warren. That's now your salutation, General Custard. Yep. And yeah, the raccoon is good. I will say, like I said, had this for 3 years, and I've bought a few tents since I bought this, and I keep going back to this one. I know it's heavy, but it is a really, really good tent. Yeah, plenty of room. General Custard. So General Custard, is that the cousin of Colonel Mustard? Colonel Mustard and General Custard, maybe? I don't know. Might have been brothers. I don't know. Oh. So what we've been going for? We've been going for an hour and a quarter. So yeah, I reckon about another 15 minutes, and I'll wind the live stream up. Purely so I can go and have a wee, and I can actually start doing my dinner. By the way, Warren, I'm having something very, very similar to what we had when we were out last time. I've got bangers and mash this evening. I'm not going to be doing it on a brace of trangias. I'm just doing it on well, it's still a trangia, but it's just the trangia fold out frying pan. And then I've got peas and stuff that I'll do in me cup, and the gravy, of course. No idea where you are, mate. I missed out on the setup section. How to catch up. Don't worry, I've been filming as well, so before this, so there will be a video out soon as well with the setup. But no, I'm saying there's no. I'm saying with regards to the raccoon, the Zephyros that I had, I even after Terra Nova sent me a replacement fly sheet, the replacement fly sheet had exactly the same issues that the first one did with the sort of circular wet out points. It seemed fine when I first pitched it in the garden, and then we had some like proper rain, left it out overnight, and in the morning you could just see where it just wetted out through the fabric. It's just like, so yeah, I spoke to Carl, and he sort of said, what do you want to do? And I sort of said, well, you know, I'd rather just send it back. I don't want to try keep fixing it. So yeah, he's refunded me the money, and it's sitting on the side. He's coming tomorrow to come and pick it up, and send it back to Terra Nova. So yeah, the idea is instead of taking the Zephyros, I'm going to be taking this, but I'm going to be taking a lighter bag to offset the weight difference. I mean, I will. Yeah, I know it's bad. I will say Terra Nova themselves were very, very good. I spoke to Colin about it after he saw the video, because I put it out, I think, the evening of when I came back from the camp. I got back, hung things out, edited the video, and posted it. They sort of said, right, send the old one back and we'll send you a replacement, and they did. Literally, I sent it off. It turned up within like 3 days at their end. About a week later, they sent a new one out. And yeah, like I said, thankfully, it was the day it arrived, we had some rain forecast. So it was a case of, I'll pitch the inner back into the outer, I'll go peg it in the garden and let it get rained on just to see. And unfortunately, it had the same thing. So yeah, on the following day, I spoke with Colin, and yeah, it's going back to the factory, unfortunately. Oh, the misadventures of a little wolf. Good evening. Good evening. Oh yeah, no. It's not Colin's fault. Like I said, Colin will get the money back from Terra Nova when he returns it as a faulty item. So no, he's been great, and I will say, like I said, Terra Nova have been great as well. I don't think it's Terra Nova themselves. I just think it's the cheap brand of tents they do. So the forgotten what it's called now. Because you know they do the Terra Nova style tents, and they do the things like the Helm and the Zephyros and everything, which is their budget line of tents. So and like I said, you know, when you're looking at a difference between a £400 tent and a £200 tent, you know, the materials for a £400 tent are going to be a lot better. They're going to be more refined, you know, better suited, I'm guessing. So yeah, but unfortunately, I can't justify a £400 tent. So hence why I went with the Zephyros, and you know, that line. Again, this might just be you know, a manufacturing issue. The whole role of, you know, fair enough, I know they get manufactured in China, but you know, that whole roll of material, if it's had a defect going through, you could have, you know, 50, 60 fly sheets that have all got that same issue, that all came from that same roll of fabric. You know, it might have been that if I'd ordered it 6 months previously, or maybe 6 months forward, I would have received a product that didn't have any of those issues. I don't know. You know, this is something. I mean, I haven't heard of any other people trying to return that because of that issue. But the fact that I had two fly sheets and I knew it was a different fly sheet because the marks were when they wetted out, the marks were in different places to where they were on the original. Thankfully, I videoed the original so I could compare. Um, Again, it's not their fault at the end of the day. It's a quality control issue. Oh, hello, Rob. Devastated. I just spotted you doing a live. Well, for this time, I did actually post earlier to say I was going to do a live stream. Last time, I just sort of tried. Well, it was the first time I tried it and sort of went, "Oh, what happens if I press this button?" It's like, "Oh crap, I'm live." So yeah, but no, good to see you, mate. No, it's not all Colin's fault, little wolf. It is not all Colin's fault at all. What tent you in just now? I'm in the OEX Raccoon 2.1, which is a veritable palace. It sleeps two people comfortably. It has two vestibules. So the one that this is be where one is, and there's one behind me as well, which if I open up, so you've got a full big vestibule behind there to, I mean, I've got my bag in there at the moment, but there's loads of room. Yeah, you can swing multiple cats in this tent. Thank you, Master Alpha YouTube. That's very kind of you. Well, this is the thing, Colin. You know, you mentioned about the Vault Duo, and I have put my name down to give it a test. And like I said, this is Terra Nova's main line of tents, where, like I said, the Zephyros and like the Helm and all that, they're what they class as their budget style tent. So it's made of different materials, cheaper materials, and all this sort of stuff. I'm not saying the workmanship is bad. And as I said, this whole issue with the wetting out, it's not Terra Nova's fault at all. Like I said, it's more than likely a bad batch of material that's come in that these have been made from. So, you know, but Terra Nova themselves have actually been really good. You know, after I spoke to yourself, they issued the return. I took it down to the post office, didn't have to pay to get it returned, and then they sent a new one out. Unfortunately, the fly sheet they sent out was obviously from the same stock that the original one was from, and like I said, the marks were in a different place, so it was definitely a different fly sheet. They didn't just try and send me the same one back out. And it's, like I said, it's a shame. It is a shame. But no, with the Vault Duo, I'm looking forward to seeing that because it is their premium line. I can't imagine there's going to be any fault with that at all. Can you turn the volume up a bit? My phone's on max. Well, all I can do is talk louder. But if I do that, it now starts echoing through the wood. You know, I think I've already scared off majority of the owls and the pheasants. There was a pheasant earlier. I've got some video of it. That will come on the video. But literally, I've been sitting here. I'd just done a piece to camera about 20 minutes previous, and I was literally just lying here, had my legs stuck out that way, just lying there, just watching the sun go down and just enjoying the peace and quiet. And the next thing I heard was just like that, as that they do, and he was around about 5 meters away from me, just sort of mooching through the bluebells, just sort of nosy, and yeah, I managed to get them on film. So yeah, I'm proud of that. You know, they're big. You know, they're huge. You know, I have to lean back. You know, they're big birds. Those pheasants. It's the first time they've seen it, which is rather strange. Rather strange with those circular marks. Like I said, I didn't know whether it had been the fact that it had been stored incorrectly or anything like that. Do not know, but you know, a brand new tent should not wet out on the top, and especially not in those weird shapes. It's almost like it's either had something pressed against it while it's been folded or something. I don't know. I'd expect more random shapes. It was just the fact that they're these beautiful, lovely curves. You know, beautiful in the way of the design, not the fact that they were there. Good tent, the raccoon. Definitely, it is. It is Little Wolf. Um, it is my. It's still my favourite tent. I know it's heavy, but you can't fault it. I've never ever had a problem with it. I've adapted it somewhat. I've put extra hanging points in. You get this one hook here, and I've put some of the little carabiners directly opposite there. I've got two in these corners. I've got two at the end. So I've got 8 attachment points in here in different places. You can see this one's been hung here. I sewed this in myself. Um, but no, it's such a nice tent. The fact that you've got so much headroom, and you know the walls go up pretty much almost vertically. They're just at an slight angle, so it does mean you have a lot of room in here. And like I said, I've been in this tent with Mrs. Outdoors as well, and having 2 people in here, you can have the vestibules closed but the inner doors open, and it means you can both sit up and chat, and there's plenty of room to move around, and you've got space that you can do a cup of tea or whatever. Yeah, they're a really, really, really good tent. Really good tent. That's so with the helms. I mean, I've got the helm too, and I've not had that problem with the helms. But fair enough, I bought the helm two about a year ago. And I know I only got the Zephyros a month or so back. But yeah, it's the same fabric, but I had the Helm 2 out in the rain, and no issues with that fabric at all. So yeah, I reckon it's just a bad batch of that fabric that they made it through. Have you ever thought about making your own tent? Yes, funny enough, I was speaking about that earlier. I'm planning on building my own version of this, but lightweight. So I've been I've been on a little going down a little bit of a rabbit hole recently on technical fabrics, and I've managed to find a site that does. It's not sil nylon; it's sil polyester. So it's exactly the same as sil nylon, weighs the same, but you get less stretch and sag when it's wet, and it has better UV resistance as well. And it works out. They say it's about 41 grams per square metre of fabric. So, me at a guesstimate, if I wanted to try and recreate this, my plan is to make it a one-person tent as opposed to a two. So where between the bathtub here and back there, it's 100 and what is it? 110 centimeters going backwards and forwards, like width-wise. I want to reduce that to 80. So I've got enough room for a 60 mil wide mat, but still 20 mil. So you can either have 10 mil each side, or I can have 20 mil on one side to be able to store my bits. With that in mind, if I'm gonna bring you around and show you here. So if you look down here, the bottom part of this is wider than the top part of here. So if you look up, here is only around about 60 to 70 mil across. So the issue that this tent has, and the only downfall that this tent has, is when it's raining or it has rained, and you open up the fly sheet here, this drips down directly into the bathtub, just down here. So my idea is to make this width the same width as the base. So it means that instead of the poles being like that, they're more like this. So the outside will still come out and peg out for your vestibules, but the inner will pretty much be straight walled. So I've got some fabric already for the inner, for this part of the inner. It's parachute nylon. It's not the stuff that I make the make my down pouches out of. It's less thread count, so it's breathable. But again, it only weighs, I think it's 32 grams a square meter. And again, only going to need around about, I want to say 3 meters ish. And I found some PU coated 70 denier nylon with a 4000 hydrostatic head that will work for the bathtub. So yes, there are plans afoot for me to make my own technical tent. And expensive. Wow, that's the thing though. The sil poly that I've found is about, I mean, it's in euros that I've found on the site. They do ship to the UK, but they sell in euros. I think it's about £7.50 a square metre. So I'm planning on getting 5 metres, and that should be more than enough to allow to like cut out panels, you know, and still have room. So yeah, I'm reckoning it's going to be about 40 quid, 50 quid's worth of materials. The poles I've found are on Decathlon. They do pole kits, and each section's 35 centimetres long, about that long. But they're 11 piece, and they go out to 4.5 meters. These poles here are 458 centimeters. So yeah, 8 centimeters shorter. I think they're 22 quid each. So yeah, I reckon all in for everything, and including things like the hooks to hook onto poles and da-di-da-di-da, I reckon all in, I'm aiming for under 100 quid's worth of materials. But if I can then make myself what would be classed as a £600 tent out of 100 quid's worth of materials, jobs are good. If it all goes horribly wrong, then I don't know. Do that impression again and make sure you include it in video. Which impression? You're on Sony sound system, so I can hear you through the house, including the neighbours. Cheers, Doom Brain. Little Wolf, I had the raccoon a few years ago, liked it, but I get bored and sell things after 2 caps. Oh, if I'd have known, I would have bought it off you. Poly is much nicer, no sag. Yes, that is the thing with polyester. Nylon is good. It's quieter, but it does sag when it gets wet. It does. Even with sil nylon, it will still absorb moisture, and it does sag, unfortunately. Little Wolf, share your site. Share the site you're getting it from, mate. I was looking at Ripstop by the roll. I will do. I can't do now, but what I will do is I will put it in the comments of this video. And again, it was a little rabbit hole of me googling, and I'm searching for something, and I came across this site and realised that they did so much in the way of technical fabrics for making your own stuff. I'm trying to think of the name of it off the top of my head. I can't, unfortunately, I don't know. But yeah, I will put it in the comments. I missed a bit. What tent you making? I'm planning on remaking this, but as a one person and lightweight. So I want to halve the weight of this. So this whole tent, including pegs and poles, weighs 2.6 kilos. I want to remake this, but for under 1.3 kilo. And I've already got a name for it, but I'm not telling you what it's going to be. How about using really cheap materials for a test cut and make a trial tent? That's what I was planning on doing. I've got around about 10 meters of really cheap polycotton that I use for patterning, as it were. So I'll knock it out, knock something out of that, stitch it all together and see how it works, and then I unstitch, and then use that as a pattern, and then I could draw out my main pattern. So yeah, I will be making everything out of crappy material first to get sizes right and shapes, because trying to get an inner and an outer, one being bigger than the other, to be able to marry up, there's a lot of thought and a lot of engineering involved. They just made the blue versions. Yes, I do, and I don't want a blue tent. I'm sorry. Um, and I also don't want to pay 350 quid for a tent. I would rather sit there and spend 100 and try and make it myself. Part of it is the want of me seeing if it's actually possible. I mean, it might all be a total failure, but it's going to keep me off the streets for a while. Definitely. I'll be slaving over a hot sewing machine. But I like the idea of the ultralight OEX tents. I just don't like the colour. I'm sorry. If they, I mean, I've managed to find 20 denier sil nylon and 20 denier sil poly in other colours than blue. I found them in forest green, and I found them in coyote brown. I haven't decided which colours I'm going to be doing. But yeah, that blue, I'm sorry, it doesn't blend. I can't do a blue tent. I'm sorry. There are places. There is a site called makeyourowngear.co.uk, which has some stuff. They have a very small selection. But then you're looking, is it like they can get proper cordura and that sort of stuff, like heavy duty fabrics, or I think they can get hold of Cuban fibre as well. I think. Um, Sorry, Dyneema. Um, but no, this other site. I mean, I think they're based in Germany. Um, but they do ship to the UK. Like I said, they sell in euros, and they do have a disclaimer on there saying that all prices are inclusive of 22% VAT. If you are not in the EU, which the UK isn't, we will deduct that from the price, but then you'll get charged your right amount of VAT via customs. Again, haven't ordered anything yet. I've been going with my little shopping list, going, right, I'm gonna need some of that, gonna need some of that, gonna need some of that. I need to get paid. Unfortunately, my payday isn't until next week, so at this present moment, the bank account's a little shy. Um, yeah, can't. I haven't decided on the chaser yet, Cole. I really do, I really do want one, but and say I've got to find the money for it. I've got to find the money for it. It's I don't get bonuses at work, unfortunately. So yeah, it's going to be a case of that's going to be putting some money aside to be able to get that. What's that? Little Wolf, same place you buy leather from. Still way cheaper than buying from the UK or USA. Right. Okay. We need to do a swap. Can you? Would you be able to? Once I finish this live stream, would you be able to put, or either that, or email me the site that you get your leather from, because I've just started buying a couple of bits of leather bits because I want to do a little bit of leather work for some of my bushcrafting stuff. But yeah, trying to buy leather in this country is absolutely ludicrous prices. I think I paid nearly 20 quid for an A4 sheet, literally A4 size of 2 mil leather. It's ludicrous money. So yeah, if you could, that would be great. I'll put the link to this site that I found in the comments. If you could do the same, Little Wolf, that would be fantastic. Yeah, it is a piss take on leather prices. Definitely. Definitely. Oh, cheers, everyone. Mm. Oh. But yeah, we're coming up to, well, we've done the over an hour and a half, or an hour and 40 minutes, and yeah, what time are we on actually? Well, it's 10:15. I haven't even had dinner yet, so I'm gonna say nicely that I'm gonna have to start wrapping this up if that's all right, because I am gonna need two hands and a little bit of concentration for dinner, because I'm gonna try and do 4 different things using one burner. Not entirely sure how I'm going to do that. Brilliant. Thank you ever so much, Little Wolf. And Doombrain, thank you ever so much. But no, everyone that's been on, thank you ever so much for joining. You know, after doing the first live stream, it was. I didn't realise how fun it would be able to sit here and sort of just sit in the middle of a wood and chat live to people. It's great, absolutely great. Thank you ever so much, Zoe. Thank you for joining, and I will more than likely see you on the next one. Take it easy, all. Thank you ever so much. And yeah, when I get back tomorrow, I've got another video to edit. So fingers crossed, as long as it all goes well, there will be a video coming out tomorrow, hopefully at about 6 p.m. So anyway, thank you ever so much, and I'll see you very soon. Cheers, all. Oh, look at you. Beds pumped, grub done. Catch you soon. Yeah. Look after yourself, mate. Take care, all. Bye.